Step one, explain to your wife what you're doing. Patio well, if you've watched our videos, we need a feed shed because we got feed everywhere on this property. We have it in this building, we have it in the horse barn, donkey barn, well house, garage, our house. It's everywhere. Always running around. So we're gonna build a shed just for the feed. We got one sent to us by Patiowell.
Okay.
Other videos on YouTube with Patiowell. They're no good. Watch ours clear through to the end. You know why? Because number one, we're building it.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Number two, we're gonna put it on some beams and put it on skid plates. So that when we get tired of it in one place, let me rephrase that. When you get tired of looking at it in one place and say, Flint, I want it over here now, I can move it instead of having to build a brand new one in a new location.
You're saying we a lot, and there are 2 pairs of gloves in the box that came with it. That's making me nervous.
2 pairs of gloves for 2 people.
It's a 2-person job.
2-person job.
Nice.
But anyway, we're not going to get this done by sitting here talking.
Okay.
So let's get to it.
What size is it?
10 by 10. 10 by 10 by 10.
Okay.
I am going to start by cutting these skids down. The actual shed is going to be 118, which is 2 inches shy of 10 foot by 10 foot 3/4 inch. So 120 3/4. The walk-in part where you walk in will be the 118, which will be the direction of the skids. So I'm going to cut them down to 118 plus 3 inches on each end so that I can attach bolts for a chain. These are some skids I've had for about 3 years. They're not perfectly straight, but the way we're going to build it with the crown of the board, which is the bow of the board, we'll get that just right, and they should work just fine. So one of the beams is perfectly straight. The other beam has a slight crown to it. We're going to put the crown down so the skid, when I pull it, kind of floats over the ground as opposed to the ends digging into the ground. We're also going to put an angle on each end, 45 degrees, so that when we're pulling it, it's not digging into the ground with the butt. So I finished cutting the beams at a 45 on the end. Okay, so we got the boards cut. We're going to start putting them across. These will be the floor joists on the skids. Normally we just toenail them in if I was building something, but since it's going to be pulled around, we went ahead and put brackets, put bigger brackets on the end of the beams, and smaller ones in between. We'll put these floor joists in, and then we'll put brackets on the opposite sides.
I don't know if it was.
Well, try again. I know, it's hard. Your hand will get bigger and then you'll be able to reach it easier. Can you ride it again? You're doing so good.
Yeah.
You're doing good getting your feet up and balancing.
Whoa, that's massive.
It's magic. Your daddy is magic.
What is this doing here right now?
We're measuring to see if it's square.
Late afternoon today, sun shining. I'm going to try to at least get the decking done and part of the actual shed up. Yesterday I got the floor joists on the beams with clips on it. We got these boards put in here, nailed off to help support the two beams when it's being pulled. That way we don't pull the beams out from under the rafter or the floor joist. Did that on both ends. Now I'm going to install these drag bolts. Okay, we got the bolts in the beams, one on each end of each beam. Now we're going to start decking. So we got some 1932 plywood, obviously a little over 1/2 inch. That's going to be the subfloor that we build the shed on.
I'll help you anytime. Good girl. You stay down here and leave Bella alone. Let Bella enjoy some fresh air.
Right there.
One of the tedious things is we have to take these little washers, spacers, whatever they're called, and thread them on the little tiny screws. And they're just small. hard to grab.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
You could open that, Mama. You please open that thing.
You can go in the front door or through the garage. Or just pull on the gate. I don't care which way you go.
It's a windy afternoon, but we are going to try to get this knocked out today and get it set in place.
These little screws.
Grab the last piece for us.
This is the way it's supposed to go, and it's upside down.
Okay guys, it's still windy out here, but I want to do a wrap up. We got the patio well put together, the shed on skids. A few things to point out. The actual metal itself is pretty good on it. It is wrapped with a plastic coating. That's probably going to be difficult to pull off. This was already torn, so we'll have to do something with that. But I think the metal itself is decent quality. The screws that come with it, I gotta admit, they're pretty skimpy on them. I ran 4 short, looked around the construction area, couldn't find them, had to rob from Peter to pay Paul to finish putting the door hinges on. But more annoying than anything. You think they give plenty of screws extra, but for some reason they didn't. Same as the little washer things that go underneath for the metal. Ran about 5 short on that as well. So I picked an area that I didn't feel needed them, and stole them from there and went from there. So inside, pretty spacious. Decent locks for the doors. Overall, the shed itself is not too bad. You know, just a metal shed that's not very expensive. The 4 to 6 hours is not accurate to put it together. Maybe if you have a couple people doing it completely at one time and you've done 2 or 3, so you know what mistakes you're going to make ahead of time, and avoid them, then maybe you could get it done in 6 hours. But otherwise, I would say count on probably 8, a full day. Again, the materials, I have nothing bad to say about that. The instructions weren't the best. The screws, they ran us a little bit short. So that's an honest review on the shed itself. We are going to move it now to another location, and we'll forget about the shed and the quality. We'll see how good I did with my skids and go from there.
I don't know.
We're about to find out.
Not because of anything you did wrong.
Oh, of course not.
Well, I'm serious.
Something goes wrong, it's not my fault.
Never. Well, it's holding together. Stay back here, Bubba.
Okay. Yeah, you sit back here. I'm a Lucian back here.
Originally, we thought about putting the shed here, but it is just way bigger than I thought it was. 10 by 10. And I do like this being open. So like when we have the calves with their halters and lead ropes, sometimes we tie them out here. This is where sometimes I'll give my donkeys baths in the spring. I tie them all up to this little rail. So anyways, my sweet husband is going to move all of our machinery pieces and level that area out and put it there. So it takes up area that is just kind of open there. So we'll move stuff around. I won't. He will. But that's how he rolls. He's like, yeah, she wants it moved. Okay, we'll move it here. I'll make it work. He's a good guy. Blue, goodness. Just gotta be right there. Another one?
Yeah, next one right there.
Oh no. There's dinos running around out here. You got it?
That's it.
Good job.
Level.
You glad to put this project behind you?
Very glad.
Would you do it again? For a free shed?
Hey.